Girls. Thank you again for joining us on another segment of Round the Clock Frights. Today we are going to be talking about our top 5 scariest Cartoon Network episodes that scared us as a kid. So in the previous video, you saw Josh talk about the top 5 Nickelodeon. We are going to be talking about Cartoon Network. I am here with my friend Robert.
Hi.
And I'm Kimberly. And here we go.
All right, ladies first.
So we'll start backwards. The number 5 pick that I have will be the Powerpuff Girl episode called Tough Love. So in this episode, you had the Powerpuff Girls who pretty much, I guess they go back into a universe where
Post-apocalyptic type of thing. I forgot what actually led up to
that
it.
one was actually a different one. That was Speed Demon.
Was it?
Yeah, that one was Speed Demon.
Okay.
Tough Love was actually the one about the where they go into that the universe where it's like if the professor and like the people that they loved would turn against them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in that episode, you had the Powerpuff Girls that go into another universe where they're pretty much the people that they love are turning against them, and they have to pretty much make some decisions that were quite sometimes hard.
Hard decisions. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I would say it was one of the scariest because it's like, it's kind of like almost like real life. Like, well, what happened if your loved ones turned against you and you have to like.
And I think it's worse too with Powerpuff Girls because how it's always so like light, and then they throw a creepy episode in there. You're like,
exactly, like this is supposed to be sugar and spice and everything nice, not like, But that was my number 5 pick for the scariest.
So I guess for number 4, I'm gonna go with mine's probably gonna be a lot of Courage because I watched a lot of Courage. So let me see. I have to choose between the two. Okay, so the number 4 is gonna be I think it's called The Slab, but it's one of the earlier Courage episodes. It's when these 2 not bank robbers, but just burglars stole a ancient Egyptian slab from a museum, and then they were running from the police, and they actually went through all the plagues, and then they just disappeared. So Eustace found the slab, and he found out how much it was worth, and he wanted to keep it so he could sell it and whatever, and then the plague started happening to Eustace, but it affected Courage and Muriel too, so Courage had to do what he had to do to like get the slab back to Ramesses because everything was happening, so and then Eustace ended up disappearing at the end anyway. Something's always happening to Eustace at the end of Courage. It's always Eustace. And something's always happening to Eustace, and he's always in the back the next episode. I'm like, I thought you was dead.
But I remember that episode. So. But I agree. Like a lot of them that we are talking about is gonna be Courage or Powerpuff Girls. I swear I thought there was an Ed, Edd and Eddy one, but
the only Ed, Eddy one that really strikes out to me is when Rolf beat up Ed with the fish.
Or you have the Kinker sisters. That are always.
Well, they did kidnap them a couple times, I think. So I mean,
but they're just scary in general. But, but so my number 3 pick. We're at number 3. I had to think. My number 3 pick is going to be the Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Mask. So in this episode, you have pretty much. I mean, it's a little. I guess it's scary in the sense it's like I don't know. A lot of those scary episodes are always.
But it's creepy because the mask didn't talk or anything.
No, and it's like, and then you had the scene where they beat up poor Courage to the point where you see like his.
Well, I mean, Courage is always getting beat up, so let's just that's a moot point right there.
But then you come to find out Bunny, that was the name of the character, was beating up Courage because the other dog was in a abusive relationship with the dog, and she just thought all dogs were this mean abusive things. So I mean, it's scary in the sense it's like these are they're playing out things that happen in real life into these like kids cartoons, and it's like as a kid you're not thinking
no you're not
these kind so to me that was kind of scary, and plus the mask was creepy.
Like that's just that part right
it's just
there.
Creepy. But so that was my number 3 pick, was that Courage episode.
All right. So I guess number 2 is going to be Courage again. Oh God, which one was it? It was in the beginning, before Courage was a full show, it was a short, and the short was, and it was called The Chicken from Outer Space. Okay, now. There's a sequel actually to that episode when Courage is actually a full show called Return of the Chicken from Outer Space, but we're talking about just this one, this short. So Chicken from Outer Space. That one was super, super, super creepy. It was like more creepy than the show, just because I just remember this one particular scene where basically the whole show was kind of like just quiet. No one really talked really, and Courage didn't really talk until the end. And so the chicken came down and everything, and then Courage had saw it, and then the chicken went into the chicken coop or whatever, and then Courage walked in, and all the other chickens were dead, and the chicken from outer space was literally choking one of the chickens and was about to snap its neck, and then the scene panned to Courage, and then you just heard and then Courage like screamed and then ran out. And I was like, I thought that was super creepy. And then he kept trying to disintegrate Courage throughout the whole episode. And then at the end, he ended up disintegrating the chicken, and the chicken looked like a Thanksgiving turkey. And then he like left. But it was super creepy just because of that scene where he was like, he was cracking the chicken's necks. Oh, and he laid an egg, and freaking Eustace ate it because Muriel cooked it over easy, and Eustace ate it, and then turned into the chicken. So like it was just like super creepy. I was like, oh my God. So
and again, I mean, just these episodes alone, it's creepy as a kid watching these because it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, just like because I was like, this is wild.
Like
I love it.
Snapped a chicken's neck.
Snapped it. I love it though. It's cool.
But yeah. So yeah, our number 1, which is
Number 2? Number 1?
No, we're number 1 now.
Okay.
The number 1 episode from Cartoon Network, I have to say now, this one's a change. It's not Courage this time. It's actually going to be another Powerpuff Girls episode. As a kid, I was a huge Powerpuff Girl fan. Like, I had Powerpuff Girl sheets, pillowcase. I didn't
go that far.
I was just crazily obsessed with Powerpuff Girls. But the number 1 pick I would have to say would be the one that you were mentioning briefly was the Speed Demon. Speed Demon. And that was the one where the Powerpuff Girls go to a post-apocalypse.
Because they were going super fast.
Yes.
I remember.
But yeah, they go into a post-apocalyptic world.
Because because they weren't there. Because they went too fast, and then they ended up taking over the world because they weren't there.
Which it's when they do that episode, it was like they kind of used him as a reference to him being like the devil kind of thing.
Well, he's their most powerful villain. He was like my favorite. Well, no, Mojo Jojo.
I was like, Mojo Jojo was cool.
I did love Mojo Jojo.
Right on! We did it! We finally destroyed the Powerpuff Girls!
But yeah, so him pretty much is taking over the world, and you have like these scenes, like especially the scene where you have it goes into the mayor. I can't think of his name. The mayor.
The mayor.
Yeah.
That's his name. The mayor.
Just the mayor. They go into the office and you find the girl. I can't think of her name.
Miss Bellum.
Miss Bellum. Yeah, and she's crying over his death because the mayor died.
Oh yeah, he did die.
And you were just like,
he did die.
So it was just, you had scenes like that, and then like pretty much like just everybody's turned.
Everybody's turned against them because they weren't there to protect them, and it was actually kind of sad too at the same time. Especially with the mayor, because I did like the mayor. I was like, oh my God, But
yeah, to me that was another pretty creepy episode because it's like
because everybody had like warts. Everybody was just like real, just they were going through it. So they were and so they were just really mad, and I forgot how many years it was that they went in.
I can't remember how many years it was either. I just know it was quite a few years, but then they ended up going back.
Yeah,
and then
everything was okay.
Everything was good, but yeah. I would say that was our top.
It was like a
5.
lesson for them to like not abuse their powers. I think it was too.
Yeah, a lesson to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
But it was creepy nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
But yeah,
Any honorable mentions?
I was just about to say there was like one. The one honorable mention I did that I mentioned in the car was the Dexter Laboratory episode with Dexter's girlfriend or crush. Not
She
girlfriend,
was
but
cute though. Leave her alone. She was cute
in a creepy kind of way.
in a creepy way. Yeah.
Sounds like my ex.
She was cute. Okay, let me see. Do I have any
I was gonna say,
honorable
do you have any
mentions?
honorable mention?
It might be another Courage one. Let's see. I vaguely remember the one where Muriel won a contest to go to New York to play her. I don't know what kind of mission she was to play, but she won a contest to go to New York, and and then so they went to New York, so they went to New York, and there was this. First of all, I don't like roaches, so like there was this giant roach that had a part in the whole show, and his name was Bushwick. You remember that episode?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and then like remember when Courage was in that apartment, he would go into different doors, and then so like it was a bunch of creepiness in each door. So yeah, so that was creepy, and then just the roach. First of all,
just the roach.
Okay, he finally got squished at the end, but still at the same time, it was a roach.
You're right.
not
even though it was like animated cartoon, it's still
it's still a roach.
But yeah, so I mean, those are our honorable mentions. I can't. Yeah, there's just not too many in Cartoon Network that was that creepy. I mean, obviously you have Courage the Cowardly Dog, which that whole show is just based on
horror horrors. But like it was like my favorite. It was my favorite. Too. It was my favorite. Like it was Courage, and then it was Dexter, and then it was Powerpuff Girls. So
mine was Powerpuff Girls, and it was Courage. But but yeah. But yeah, I mean the other episodes or the other shows, not episodes, on that Cartoon Network, they didn't really have that many. Like we were trying to go over like Ed and Eddie.
I had a hard time making this list, let me tell y'all. So
yeah, same.
Okay, I had a difficult time.
I was trying not to put too much Courage in there, but
but that's where everything was, man.
It was based on,
You know what I'm saying? Everything else creepy or scary was on Adult Swim, and I don't think I want to talk about this.
But yeah, so that was our top 5 the most scariest episodes that scared us as a kid in Cartoon Network. But yeah, definitely if you have any episodes that you didn't hear in our video, let us know in our comments below. Any episodes that might have scared you as a kid watching Cartoon Network.
Let us know, because then we'll be like, oh man, snap.
Right, we should have mentioned that one. So yeah, next week we're kind of open to some suggestions on what to review next. I mean,
we could do for those people who didn't have cable when they were younger, we could do like some PBS stuff. There, I'm pretty sure there was a couple of Arthur episodes that were scary, and I watched Arthur a lot.
Oh my gosh!
So I watched Arthur or Magic School Bus. You didn't have to have cable to watch Magic School Bus, so
PBS.
There you go.
Or maybe even a Nickelodeon Part 2.
Yeah, we need to do that one, because you gypped us with the Cartoon Network. I swear to God. Yeah, we could do that one. There's a couple of Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes that actually gave me nightmares. So, yeah.
But yeah, so if you have any suggestions, let us know also in the comments below. We unfortunately, we were going to do A Quiet Place Part 2, but due to the whole coronavirus outbreak, it got pushed back to...
Wash your hands, people. That's it. Wash your hands. Don't go take 1,000 rolls of toilet paper from people who just need some toilet paper. I had a hard time getting toilet paper yesterday. Wash your hands. That's it. They got soap at Bath & Body Works. They got soap at Walmart. Like, it ain't hard to take 20 seconds to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But not my business. Whatever.
But yeah, so it unfortunately put a damper on our review next week for that. So yeah, leave us any suggestions below. Also, definitely continue subscribing to our channel. We put out content weekly for you viewers.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right. Again, thank you guys. Thank you for joining me and Robert in this episode of Top 5 Scariest Episodes for Cartoon Network.